Hello, I'm Bernie Golden, the author of Overcoming Destructive Anger, Strategies That Work. I've decided to create several videos to highlight key concepts from my book. This first video offers a brief overview of anger in order to help you make sense of it, identify types of anger, and to distinguish between destructive and healthy anger. Like all emotions, anger serves a purpose. Just as a baby cries when it needs to be held, adult anger arises from some form of distress. The baby's cry, a call for assistance, boldly states in a universal language, "Help me." Your anger is also a cry for help, a longing for release from pain and suffering that may not be fully recognized or even understood. And like the baby's cry, your anger is a fleeting reaction to an immediate sense of unhappiness, a call for compassion, understanding, kindness, and caring. Unlike a baby, however, you can learn to recognize and address your anger and the needs and desires that fuel it. You can master the skills required to turn destructive anger into healthy anger. Anger is a mind-body state. It's a complex and highly charged emotion, and like all emotions, it can provide you valuable information, if only you learn to pause and reflect on its meaning. Anger stems from a perceived threat to your physical or emotional well-being, to your resources, such as your finances, your energy, or time, or to those you love. Anger is also a reaction to and distraction from inner pain, from feelings such as fear, anxiety, helplessness, powerlessness, and shame, and the feelings of inadequacy that might accompany it. When you're angry, you focus your attention on the person or situation that may contribute to your anger, rather than on your hurt and physical tension that accompany your anger. As such, every moment you embrace anger is a temporary reprieve from feeling your pain. So when should you be concerned about it? We all get angry from time to time. You may have an issue with anger when your anger intensifies rapidly, going from 0 to 60 within seconds. Or others describe you as a hothead. You experience mild or intense anger daily. You may also have an issue with anger when you're quick to become aggressive, or you have ongoing hostility. And if you often experience anger, destructive anger undermines your well-being, and it can lead to substance abuse, poor work performance, a stalled career. It's important to remember that anger in the workplace can override even the best performance when it comes time for advancement. Conflict with others, social isolation, chronic anger often leads others to withdraw, and this may only foster or exacerbate your anger. Destructive anger can also lead to depression, excessive guilt and shame, and it can lead to your loss of freedom when it involves difficulties with the law. Anger can also contribute to physical disease such as cardiac problems and high blood pressure. Anger is expressed in a variety of ways. Aggressive anger is the most serious and problematic. It's clearly visible. It may include threatening, offensive, or hurtful language, physical altercations, or destruction of property. It may include restraining someone against his or her will. Aggressive anger entails some form of personal violation and may require legal intervention. By contrast, passive-aggressive anger is subtle. It usually involves a failure to act which causes suffering for others or yourself. For example, you promise to pick up something at the store and simply forget it. Or at work, you refuse to offer your thoughts in a meeting because you're angry about feeling overlooked in the past. Passive-aggressive is often denied when confronted. Silent anger involves silent treatment that may last for hours, days, weeks, months, or even years. And it may intensify when others want to talk about an issue. Anger denial, another form of anger, may involve denying or suppressing anger. It's often due to fear of rejection, punishment, or loss of control. Self-directed anger is often coupled with anger denial. It involves a quickness to redirect anger at oneself rather than others. It can leave you feeling powerless and pessimistic about satisfying your needs or desires. And self-directed anger can lead to heightened self-criticism. How you manage anger depends on the habits you've developed over time. Habits that are a result of the interplay of your thoughts, feelings, and bodily reactions. These habits are based on both nature and nurture. For example, your biological predisposition may be reflected in your temperament. Some of us are born more thin-skinned or quick to react, while others are thick-skinned and less reactive. In addition, recent research suggests there may be a genetic factor that predisposes some individuals toward anger and aggression. The quality of your attachment style may further contribute to your anger habits. If your parents were, for the most part, available and responsive to your needs, you'll feel secure and trusting of yourself and in your adult relationships. You may have an insecure attachment style if your parents were, for the most part, inconsistent in responding to you or being fully present with you. As an adult, you may feel insecure in your relationships. You may become preoccupied, anxious about having a relationship, and then anxious that you might lose it. You may be fearful avoidant, fearful of having a relationship or having difficulties committing to one. You may be dismissive avoidant, minimizing needs for connection and intimacy. Throughout your early development, you learn guidelines for managing anger and other emotions from various sources. These include the media, television, radio, books, magazines, movies, music, video games, and the Internet. Parents, siblings, peers, clergy, teachers, relatives, and other adults. Research regarding brain science further explains the development of our anger habits. Our old brain, considered the primitive brain, controls arousal as well as emotions such as fear, anger, and pleasure. The amygdala is part of this neural system. It's often called the threat system and is involved in the fight, flight, or freeze response. The new brain includes the prefrontal cortex that's responsible for high-level reasoning, planning, organizing, problem-solving. It processes information to determine whether any action is necessary at all. The good news is research regarding neuroplasticity. We now know that cultivating new ways of thinking and responding can lead nerve cells to form new connections to other neurons, creating and strengthening new patterns in your brain. These changes lead you to more likely engage in the new ways of thinking and responding. So it's important to remember you can change how you manage your anger regardless of how you've managed it in the past. So what is healthy anger? Healthy anger means observing and experiencing your anger without being overwhelmed by it or reacting to it. It entails recognizing your anger as a signal to explore the feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations that precede and accompany it. Healthy anger calls for viewing anger as a signal to look inward to identify your core desires, needs, and values. Healthy anger consists of developing self-compassion, which includes skills to enhance your sense of safety and connection with others and with yourself. Healthy anger includes developing strategies to let go of anger, which may include forgiving others and yourself. Healthy anger encompasses cultivating practices that don't cause suffering for others or yourself. Healthy anger means learning how to communicate assertively rather than aggressively with others. It enhances engaging in practices that boost your resilience and overall well-being. Healthy anger requires you to develop compassion for others. I hope you find the information in this video helpful, and I would greatly appreciate your feedback, which you can enter below or on my website. In the coming months, I'll create additional videos that describe challenges to letting go of anger, as well as skills in self-awareness, mindfulness and mindful meditation, and compassion to help foster healthy anger. You can read Overcoming Destructive Anger, Strategies That Work for more information about the topics presented in this video. It's available on Amazon.com and wherever books are sold. Until next time, may all of your anger be healthy anger.